Hi, I'm Peter Travers, movie critic for Rolling Stone, and it's awards, and I've talked about the Oscars forever, but now I want to talk about an award maybe you don't know about. It's called the Golden Raspberry Award. The short for that is the Razzies. It's been going on since 1980, and a guy named John Wilson is behind it. He thought every year, the Saturday before the Oscars, he would give an award to the worst, I mean the absolute dog crap worst movies that have come out in a given year. What an inspired thought. I mean, this man is invaluable. He should be having his own little appearance at the Academy Awards and get up and do it. This is a guy, since these 29 years that the Razzies have been going on, have given Sylvester Stallone 30 nominations as Worst Actor and 10 awards. We need this guy. Look at the movies that have won Razzies. Showgirls? I mean, what's more fun to watch than a really bad movie? Gigli? Remember how that not only practically destroyed the careers of Ben Affleck and J-Lo, but certainly destroyed their relationship. It was awful. So what's out there this year that the Razzies decided to razz? You know, it's the raspberry. That kind of noise. That's where it comes from. Well, look, there's a movie called The Happening that M. Night Shyamalan did that's gotten many nominations for bad and deserves every one of them. It stinks. But the most nominations for worst in every category this year is The Love Guru. The Love Guru with Mike Myers. What happened to him? He spends years after Austin Powers to come back, and he gives us The Love Guru, which is just horrible. The Razzies also gives an award to the worst screen couple, so you have Ashton Kutcher and Cameron Diaz in What Happens in Vegas. Awful. Eddie Murphy gets nominated not once but twice for Meet Dave. Remember, where he is a rocket ship as a person and then inside there's another Dave? These are the Razzie people that when Eddie Murphy did Norbit last year, nominated him for the 3 worst performances, and one as a woman in one picture. We need people like that out there. You know, you may have your own nominations. You may say, God, I think there's even worse people than the Razzies have chosen. I often think that maybe the worst movies aren't the really bad that we know they're going to be bad, but the ones that are the biggest disappointments that we're rooting for, and they just don't happen. Look at how I felt about Twilight, you know. It doesn't get any Razzie nominations, but is it bad? No, but it's disappointing. You're not admitting it out there. Whenever I have a list here of the Razzie nominations, I just love to hear the names go by. Worst Picture, Disaster Movie, The Happening, Paris Hilton in The Hottie and the Naughty. Who else is giving Paris her due? Not only nominated for Worst Actress, but Worst Supporting Actress for her role in Repo, the genetic opera. You know what, people? If you love movies, like I say I love movies, and I'm telling you the truth, you can't really love the good ones unless you enjoy hating the bad ones. I fight with people about this all the time. You gotta love the crap. You gotta sit there and watch it. What could be more fun than looking at John Travolta in Battlefield Earth, a big Razzie winner? And Showgirls, that I mentioned earlier, is that kind of movie that I could watch over and over again and say, how did they do this? This is impossible. But I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to predict massive wins of this year's Razzies for The Love Guru, for Mike Myers, and maybe even Jessica Alba, who is his co-star in that movie, because everybody in that movie sucked. Damn! So in the spirit of sucking and all the Academy self-congratulations, please go on the web, find out on Saturday who won those Razzies, and give them your own. I'm Peter Travers.